What's up everyone? Welcome once again to the channel. It's your boy Luis Barteles, and listen, today's video is so juicy. The tea is boiling so hot that I had to pull out my microphone because I need this video to have crisp audio quality so we can discuss this chismis, okay? How would you feel if I told you that our Miss Universe Thailand 2024 Opal Suchata, right? We all know and love Opal. She did great at Miss Universe, ending up as a third runner-up, which is remarkable, has just been appointed as Miss World Thailand 2025. This seems like a little bit of an impossible thing, honestly, because usually these timelines of the pageants don't collide, at least not at the same time. But in the current day and age that we are living in the world of pageantry, everything is possible. And so here we are. Just a couple of moments ago, it was announced that Opal will be the representative for Miss World Thailand 2025, which is exciting news. And I was already just making a video about this whole thing. I had a couple of points that I wanted to discuss regarding the dynamics between the organizations, what this means for TPN, what this means for Opal as well. And then, wait, you thought that was it? You thought that was it. As I was writing my points and just putting down my notes, I opened the Missology page and I realized that there is a statement coming from the Miss Universe organization saying that effective immediately, Opal is dethroned as the Miss Universe third runner-up. So listen, I don't know about you, but I feel like Opal has just been caught in the middle of this entire thing, or maybe this was expected, but this has got to be the very first time in my entire career as a pageant analyst, creator, whatever you want to call me, that a girl has been appointed and dethroned on the same day. This is wild. I wanted to share a couple of thoughts, about this entire thing. Well, first of all, we have to address the elephant in the room. I mean, Opal is definitely changing from the Miss Universe system going to the Miss World system. When arguably, of course, at the Miss Universe level, she was very successful, not only winning the title for Miss Universe Thailand, which is one of the biggest national titles that one can possibly have, as Thailand has become one of the biggest pageant countries in the world. Although they don't have the track record of some of the, like the sash factor countries, it is undeniable that Thailand, in terms of support, just quality of production, level of investment from the sponsors, just like the love of the fans, is one of those countries that is really, really high on the list. So to have the sash of a Miss Universe Thailand is indeed a huge responsibility and a huge honor as well. Going to the international competition, Tal ended as a third runner-up, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of an anecdote. I actually thought for a moment that she was going to win the competition because last year in Mexico, there were 2 rounds of Q&A during the pageant. And maybe it was a little bit of a coincidence, but where I was seated in the venue, the national director of Miss Universe Thailand was actually sitting next to me. And the moment that Opal answered that very first question, that first round, we didn't know that there will be a second round. So she did really well in that question, and I immediately turned to the national director of Miss Universe Thailand and I said, "Congratulations, you are going home with a crown." I assumed that's it, Thailand is taking it home. For the past couple of years, they have been sending really consistent girls, and it's long overdue for Thailand to win the Miss Universe pageant. Are we all on the same page so far? Right. Okay, so we all know how that ended. There was a second Q&A round. Opal's answer for the second round wasn't as strong, to be honest, so eventually she ended up placing as a third runner-up instead of winning Miss Universe, which was kind of like the expected outcome at that point. Well, no problem, because as I said earlier, just being a Miss Universe Thailand by itself, it's already a huge responsibility. It's a huge honor. So it's not like Opal is going home as a loser. The girl is quite literally still a celebrity in Thailand. But I am sure we were all a little bit gagged when Miss Universe announced that effective immediately, they were not renewing TPN Global's franchise. TPN has been the franchise holder for Thailand for the past couple of years. So they were basically losing the franchise for Miss Universe, and instead, Miss Universe was giving it to Miss Grand International, who historically has been one of the biggest competitors of Miss Universe. Maybe not in terms of legacy and history, but at least in terms of production and attention from the masses. This ended up putting TPN Global and Opal as well in a weird position. Well, they are technically no longer associated with Miss Universe, and TPN Global does have other pageants under their belt, so it's not like they were suddenly just going to stop running their business simply because Miss Universe decided to withdraw their franchise. So instead, TPN decided to focus on the other pageants that they had already within the roster, and get as well the license for Miss World Thailand. A lot of people will say Miss World is a boring pageant, Miss World is this and that, but Miss World is still one of the top 2 pageants in the world. For some people, for a lot of people, it is number 1 in the world. For a lot of people, it's number 2. It depends how you see it, but the fact is that it is up there in the top 2. There were already some rumors circulating about Opal being appointed to be Miss World Thailand, but honestly, I didn't believe it at first because I thought, she is still technically the reigning third runner-up for Miss Universe, so usually you will have some sort of perks and benefits and responsibilities attached to being part of the top 5 at Miss Universe. But realistically, I'm not surprised about her decision to kind of distance herself from the Miss Universe brand and just go towards Miss World. Yes, it is a new beginning for Opal. Yes, there's nothing guaranteed that she will reach the top 5 or even further at Miss World, but at least the girl is once again fighting for the country and taking up on her shoulders to represent Thailand as well as she possibly can. I will say that on the Miss Universe side of things, although she ended up placing as a third runner-up, Opal wasn't doing much with Miss Universe, as historically, I feel like the most important placement at Miss Universe will be the top 5. Whoever ends up within the top 5 are the ones who go down in history, who are, displayed on the photos, on the newspapers and whatnot. But this year, it has been slightly different with this entire new concept of the Continental Queens. The queens who ended up getting the Continental titles are the ones who are currently being offered opportunities to travel and represent Miss Universe in different events and different, brand deals, which historically is something that the top 5 girls will do. But now with the Continental titles, some of them didn't even place within the top 5, but still get to do all of these things. So realistically, Opal ended up in a really great position at Miss Universe, but she's getting nothing out of it. So why just stay there when you have an opportunity, an open door to represent Thailand once again at one of the biggest pageants in the world, if not the biggest one, arguably for a lot of people. I most definitely think that this will make things at least a bit awkward for Miss Universe and Miss World. There might be a little bit of a rivalry there, which, maybe it has always been there in a healthy way, but it just really says something. There's a meaning to it when a Miss Universe top 5 girl isn't even willing to finish her reign with Miss Universe to then transfer to Miss World without anything promised. And the best part about it is that Opal can actually fit pretty well the Miss World mold. She's beautiful, she's eloquent, she's a great performer, she's regal, she is active on her advocacy, and one thing that TPN Global really knows how to do is to prepare their queens and make them shine for the international stage. So I think that Opal going to Miss World, okay, you guys check me in the comment section if I'm pushing it too much or if I'm overthinking it, but I think that automatically Opal becomes one of the fan favorites to win the crown of Miss World. It doesn't mean that she will necessarily, because Miss World, you cannot really predict it. It can go either way, but already in terms of support, in terms of visibility, in terms of hype, Opal becomes one of the front runners for the competition. My friend messaged me earlier and he made a really good point. He said, imagine if Thailand wins Miss Universe this year, which, let's be honest, it is likely. If Vina gets crowned as Miss Universe Thailand, there's a high chance that she might win Miss Universe. What would happen? Can you imagine the dynamics if Opal ends up winning Miss World at the same time? If on the same year, simultaneously, Thailand holds the crown for Miss World and Miss Universe. Girl, they will keep us pageant bloggers employed for the rest of the year. Now, more on a serious note, I wanted to talk about the dethronement part of it, right? Coming from the Miss Universe side, because as I said, probably first time in history that on the same day, a girl gets appointed to represent the country and dethroned from her position as well. I will say that I kind of understand the dethronement coming from the Miss Universe side of things. Of course, because supposedly being part of the top 5 comes with responsibilities and certain things that you need to do for the organization. I understand that. I respect that. But going back to what I said earlier, those responsibilities, those things, those public opportunities to be visible and just simply be active are currently being offered to the continental title holders and not to the top 5 girls. So I also have to understand and have to empathize with TPN Global and with Opal when they decided to simply shift their focus and go towards something else. Honestly, I when it comes to the Miss Universe side of things, I appreciate the fact that they have these initiatives with the continental title holders, but at the same time, I wish that they wouldn't simply just omit the presence or at least fail to acknowledge the girls who ended up making it into the top 5, because a lot of them had to fight really, really hard for that ranking in hopes that it will mean something for them. They will get at least some sort of opportunity throughout the year. Honestly, personally, I'm just happy for Opal. I think that she will do great. This is a great opportunity to represent Thailand once again, to put her name out there. Who knows? She might end up winning Miss World. And I hope that all parties involved in this can sit down for a moment and analyze, what does it mean when a top 5 candidate of Miss Universe, still reigning, which is a very important part, still reigning as a third runner-up, decides to leave it all and move on to a different pageant. Anyways, let me know, what do you guys think in the comment section down below? Are you rooting for Opal? Do you think she will do well in Miss World? What do you think of the dethronement? Girl, the girls are fighting. And don't worry, I'll be reporting for you all. All right, thank you for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, take it easy.